Central with Bert Barron on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
7:08, welcome to hour number 2 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It's chilly this morning, 56 and some drizzle. We'll get the full forecast coming up and a traffic update, too. Both will happen at 7:15, and we'll do our contest a little later today as well. Got a family 4-pack of tickets for the Somerset Patriots in Game 3 of their Liberty Division playoff series that will happen next Friday at TD Bank Ballpark in Bridgewater. Hear the voice of Sparky Lyle be the 14th caller, and the tickets are yours, and that will happen in just a bit. Well, this is National Truck Driver Appreciation Week, and there's a tremendous impact, of course, on local economies. New Jersey's no exception. We rely very heavily on our truck drivers. And this is the opportunity where truck drivers remind you, okay, don't tailgate us, don't pass us on the right, don't tell us we're number one, we're just trying to do a job here. I've got a couple guests who are joining me on the Miller Lite Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, and these are our pro guys that do it the right way. First, we have Russell Simpson with us, truck driver for 29 years, almost 2 million accident-free miles. Wow, good morning to you, Russ. How are you?
Good morning to you, Bert. Thanks for having us on this morning in New Jersey.
Awesome. And Bill Krause is with you, too. 32 years, almost 2.5 million accident-free miles, and a third-generation truck driver, too. And, Bill, good morning. Good to have you with us as well.
Good morning, Bert. Thank you.
I don't need to ask you guys why truck driving is important, but I guess I will. It's a tremendous impact on the economies. And when you look at New Jersey, Russ, I guess I'll direct this question to you. We have Route 78, which connects Port Elizabeth and Port Newark. It goes all the way west to Harrisburg, and it connects with 95 and the Pennsylvania Turnpike and Interstate 81. Millions of people rely on trucks that are cutting through New Jersey. So it's a pretty important starting point when it comes to really the economy of half of our country relies pretty heavily on New Jersey, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And actually, 1 in 17 jobs in New Jersey are dependent on trucks or truck drivers in the state. And like you said, that's probably the heaviest traffic area on the East Coast, and we've been through there many times.
As a guy who sits on Route 78 with nothing but trucks in the wee hours of the morning, I know how important that road is to you guys. So, and it bothers me, Bill. It really bothers me when I see people, tailgate a truck driver, or they get mad at a truck driver, or if they're in a yield and they want to get in front of the truck, they'll drive on the shoulder just so they don't have to sit behind the truck driver. You must have the patience of a saint, Bill, to be able to do this as well as you have for as long as you have. How do you keep your cool in that rig?
Well, you definitely got to be physically, mentally, and emotionally in control when you're in that truck. There's no doubt about that. And we want people to operate just like you said. Don't pass us on the right, pass us on the left, and not cut us off. But it's essential that we're out there because we're delivering them goods that everybody is using every day. So that's something the general public has got to get, wrap their head around is, if those trucks weren't out there, we know that we're slow, but if we weren't out there, boy, things would shut down in a hurry.
Yeah, no question about that. And I tell people, Russ, if you eat it, drink it, hold it, buy it, sell it, chances are at one point in its life it was on the back of a truck, wasn't it?
That's right. Just like people sitting there at home listening to the radio this morning thinking about drinking their coffee, that came on a truck. Everything that we consume as people in America, you don't realize that everything is touched by a truck in one way or another.
Yeah, not only the coffee, the cup you're drinking it out of, the chair you're sitting in, the light bulb that is lighting your kitchen, at one point or another was on the back of a truck. I try to tell that to people.
Yep, that's a good message to spread.
So that they'll understand it. When it comes to hiring a good truck driver, Bill, what does the trucking industry look for when it comes to recruiting that next generation of great truck driver?
Well, obviously, we're looking. The trucking industry is looking for somebody that's safety minded. You need to have a good record. But we're trying to get the younger people interested in the trucking industry because as the baby boomers retire and the economy is up, we are in a shortage. So there are a lot of truck driving jobs out there to be had. But what they're looking for is just somebody that's responsible, somebody that wants to. There's so many different avenues in trucks where you can take a job that takes you across the country or there are jobs out there where you never leave your own city. So there's many avenues if you want to get into trucking that you can, have a good career in going down many different roads, if you will.
Is it a lonely job, Russ? Because I imagine, sometimes you're making runs, several hundreds, if not thousands of miles away, and it seems like there's a lot of time on the road. You're kind of traveling by yourself and whatnot. It has to have some kind of lonely moments to it, Russ, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but I've been one of those fortunate ones that have a local job where in the last 25 years I haven't left the state that I live in. But like Don was saying, there's so many different, a lot of drivers like that being by themselves, being gone all week. But that's what's so important about our industry. There's so many different aspects about if you want to haul gravel and be home every day, if you want to be a flatbed hauler. There's so many different opportunities for people out there to get into our business.
Yeah, so Bill, it's kind of a good industry to get into because there's demand for the work, and we try to tell people that are in this part of the country, you know what, it's like learn a trade, learn heating, learn plumbing, learn to build things, learn to work with wood, and learn to work with cement. We got plenty of people that are going to be working in offices and moving data. We need people to build things and to manufacture things. And like your industry, Bill, we need people to move things. The demand will always be there for trucking.
Absolutely, and it's something, you was talking to Russ about, being lonely, and part of my run is I'm home every day, but I work at night, and I there's some days that solitude can be good, Bert. When you're out there, on your own, and there's I don't look at it as loneliness. I look at it as a peace, really.
Chance to kind of clear your head and think about things, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. We have a show on our radio station called Red Eye Radio, and it used to be kind of geared toward the trucking industry, Russ. Is that pretty popular? You guys listen to that show when you're on the road, whether it's one of your local stations or somehow, but you're familiar with the program, right?
Oh, yeah, that's one of our big sponsors. A lot of truck drivers have that. We really appreciate what he does out there, Red Eye Radio.
Yeah, good stuff. It's on right before me here in New Jersey, too, and I always hear from people that are driving through, listening, driving trucks, and they're tuning it in and listening to the program for the national weather and the national traffic updates and whatnot. But it's always like I had a grandfather who was a truck driver, and would always kind of tell me stories about being out on the road, but it was always something I was kind of fascinated with. But as we wrap up, Bill, where can someone go? Maybe they want to begin a career as a truck driver. What's the first step you got to take?
Well, absolutely. I mean, you can get a lot of great information at gettrucking.com. You can, just surf the web, and there's many different avenues of ways to get into trucking. And you can get licensed through, getting a license on your own through going to a truck driving school. So there's many opportunities for young people to actually go to companies and get trained through that company, and they will pay for that schooling. So there's lots of places that you can go.
Awesome. Yeah, so why not check it out if you're looking for some stable work and where something every day is different. These guys will tell you that no 2 days are the same, I'm sure, driving a truck. But, definitely look into that and, hey, make a career of it. Why not? Before we wrap up, Russ, I've heard chatter on the CB radio over the years that a lot of times when truck drivers come to New Jersey, they call us the garbage state. Is that true? You guys don't call us the garbage state, do you?
No, we just call that the most populated state with trucks and cars in the United States.
Is that what it is, right? I didn't say it was easy to get around here, but they kind of take the garden state and they make it the garbage state. It's such a mean thing to say. I hope that's not true.
No, it's not true. I think the days of people talking on the CB aren't like they used to be. So
okay. All right, very cool. Well, Russ Simpson, Bill Kraus, thank you guys. Enjoy Truck Driver Appreciation Week, and really for everything you guys have done, and for truck drivers all over the country who really are so important to our everyday life. We say thank you, and enjoy this week, and thanks for the time this morning, guys. All right?
Thank you, Bert.
All right, thank you. There we go. All right, two guys that do it right, two professional truck drivers joining me here this morning on WCTC. And they were my guests, by the way, on the Miller Lite Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, which is brought to you by the Olive Branch on Bartlett Street in New Brunswick. All right, so give a truck driver a little bit of a break today and this week. All right, Jersey Central traffic.